Hello, everyone, and welcome back to not Descent into Avernus, as I was about to say, but Lost Mine of Phandelver instead. If you'd like to Descent into Avernus, check out Joel's channel. But welcome back to episode 2 of Lost Mine of Phandelver. We're very, very happy to be back. Of course, we don't have Kat today. She is at PAX East, but long-term fans of the show will probably be very happy or, cautious to see the return of Loren, Always Turtle, etc., who will be joining the party. So we do have sort of like a slightly rotating cast of players, which is awesome, and we're very happy to have Loren back. So welcome back. And let's get into it, I suppose. So the last time we saw the party 2 weeks ago when they begun their adventure, they were all connected by a somewhat mysterious vision at night where they met the formless figure of Orlo, a seemingly unknown entity who has asked them and also helped them to retrieve something of his that he thinks will help him regain his old former self. Upon seeing the fellow members of the Vision, the party was somewhat surprised when they set out to begin a rather simple mercenary task of escorting some goods to Phandelver. Now, Phandelver is just south of the city, and it is a frontier town full of prospectors and old mining wealth, which has somewhat dissipated amidst rumors of a troubling gang taking over the town. In fact, the party met a trader on the way who was all too happy to share his misery at dealing with some of these purported ruffians in Phandelver itself. The party didn't exactly make it to Phandelver smoothly, nor have they yet, but they were waylaid on the way by a couple of dead horses, which they recognized to be Gundren's and that of his companion Sildar Hallwinter. They were then set upon by goblins who sprung out at them, and when only one goblin was left, instead of being cut down, he opted to lead the party to the Cragmore hideout and to the rest of his band of goblin raiders. Now, somewhat unusually, the party managed to stumble into a good old-fashioned situation of goblin diplomacy, whereby a rival faction within the hideout wanted to kill the bugbear Klarg in charge, and they actually offered the safe-ish release of Sildar in return for this deed. Now, the party just about managed to kill Klarg, almost losing Ding in the process to his own, I don't want to say stupidity, but and when returning to Ymik and the rival faction of goblins, they actually discovered that there was another captive that they were unable to see prior, which was a young lizard folk, who I'm sure that we might just happen to, find out some more about shortly. So the goblins loyal to Klarg were fleeing the Cragmore hideout, and the party had made their peace and given the froggy to Ymik and the rival goblins, and upon leaving found that thankfully their wagon, loaded with goods that they were to transport to Phandelver, had been left untouched as the goblins left in such a haste. Also, the party recovered a set of supplies and crates belonging to another company. Does anybody remember the name of that company?
Yes. Lion Shield Coster, is that right?
Yeah, Lion Shield Coster, there you go, which is also stamped with the seal of Phandelver. So, we rejoin the party as they leave Cragmore hideouts and head down the road a short distance towards the mining town of Phandelver. Now, the party, you're all a little bit worse for wear, some of you more than others, and Sildar has been sitting in the back of the wagon just about clinging to consciousness, and you hear him clanging and banging about, and shortly it's revealed that he's been recovering his armor from along his dispossessed possessions from some of the Lion Crest crates. You see him re-equipping it at the back of the wagon and bandaging some of his own wounds, and generally seems to be recovering next to the unconscious form of the lizard folk you rescued. Now, Ding and Ungor, seeing as you had some success and some failure in navigating the oxen of the wagon, you guys are riding up on the seat, directing the wagon, and the rest of you following alongside. Is there anything you would like to do?
Trying to see. Nope. Okay, I'm out of spell slots. I was going to see if I could help out in any way, but I'm apparently tapped out here.
I guess I would turn to the human in the back and just say, are you all right back there?
Sildar looks towards you and goes, I'm fine, more or less. I'm certainly in need of a good bed and some ale, but other than that, I think I'll be just fine. However, I must impress that I owe you a great deal. those goblins did not exactly treat me kindly, and I'm sure if you hadn't showed up, then, well, I don't think I was going to last much longer there. They'd started talking about using me for target practice.
Yeah, I don't know how much you really owe us because we still are on the job, but the thought is appreciated. And if you do have anything that might help us get to Gundren, then, might as well tell us now.
Fear not, I wouldn't hold anything from you that would help you recover Gundren. He is a close friend of mine that I've known for quite some years, so I'll be doing anything I can in the quest to retrieve him, but I'm afraid that other than being taken to this so-called Cragmore Castle, I don't really know anything myself. I've never even heard of such a location.
Well, how did he get out? Was he taken? Did he escape?
He was taken, yes. We were put in the same cells next to this young woman, and he gestures to the unconscious lizard folk. Unfortunately, a messenger was sent, and that's all I heard, and soon they were dragging Gundren off. He was, if it's any sort of comfort to you, he was in okay shape, better than myself. He wasn't wounded too much, as of course I primarily tried to fight them off, but I was simply outnumbered, much to my shame. And you see now, as he's saying that and he's re-equipping his armor, the sort of very functional-looking steel plate that he's equipping is still quite ornate. This looks like a very custom-crafted and probably quite precious suit of armor that he's equipping.
So if they came and they got a message and just picked him up, does that mean, do you think you were ambushed on purpose? Do you think this was planned?
I think so. I mean, the messenger was sent specifically for the dwarf. I can't see how they'd know about him otherwise. There wasn't enough time for word to be sent to the castle unless it were nearby enough for us to spot it from here.
Fair. That's good thinking. But does Gundren have any enemies? I thought he was a philanthropist, but I didn't think he was, a threat to anybody.
Gundren... And he sort of furrows his brow for a moment. He goes, Gundren is a good person, but it is worth noting that he is a astute businessman, and he has interests in Phandelver other than the deliveries of these goods, I think it's safe to say.
Okay. Are we sure we still want to go there then?
Oh yes. Phandelver is not by any means a, particularly dangerous place, although you must keep your wits about you regardless. In fact, I do suggest we make haste there. I know there's an inn, the Stonehill Inn, which I've frequented a few times before, and it's run by a pair of ex-adventurers, and I'm sure they'd be more than welcome for us to rest there, and perhaps we shall recoup and discuss more once we're there.
Okay. Works for me. Yeah.
So you do sort of urge the oxen on, and the rutted track begins to emerge from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandelver. The town seems to consist of 40 or 50 simple log cabin-style buildings, with some built on old stone foundations. There are some ruins that you can see, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy and briars, which surround some of the houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, and as you enter Phandelver, it widens into a muddy main street of sorts as it climbs towards a ruined manor house on a hillside towards the east of town. However, as you guys make your entrance to Phandelver, we'll instead turn to our unconscious party member, Zara. Now, Zara, you are within a deep slumber at this point, and it's in this slumber that you find yourself experiencing the most strange, lucid dream you can recall. You find yourself seemingly in front of a clerk's desk, with nothing but a cold expanse of a void of stars before you. The only real thing that you can seemingly focus on is this strange desk littered with papers and books and tomes. There's a figure seemingly hunched over the desk, unmoving for the moment. It looks like he perhaps passed out while rummaging through this endless supply of papers. He wears a black robe with the hood pulled up, and you notice that where his hands would be, instead there's just strange swirling mists, almost taking the form of human hands, but never quite holding one shape for long. What would you like to do?
Should I describe myself first, or do you want me to just act?
Oh, you can just act.
Okay. I approach the desk warily.
You do, and as you get closer, nothing seems to change. You notice that this strange robed figure's chest is slowly rising and falling, but hunched over on the desk, he doesn't seem to give you any heed.
Can I, poke him?
Yeah, you can reach out to poke him, and just as your finger contacts the cold cloth of his robe, he suddenly bolts upright, and you're met by this formless visage, just swirling mists, and he seems to jolt upright in the old wooden chair he sat in, and it stares at you for a moment, and he goes, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know who you are.
Well, that would make two of us in this case.
Well, I suppose you're right. My name is Orlo, and forgive me for my somewhat disheveled appearance upon your entry. It takes a lot for me normally to call people to this place. Years, in fact. But you, I did not expect. So who are you?
My name is Zara.
Zara, is it? And he sort of seems to have a jolt of recognition, and he pulls an unmarked piece of parchment and a quill beside him and starts furiously scribbling notes. And he goes, Zara, yes, tell me about you. How did you get here?
I cannot say how I got here. I remember being knocked out, but from there I don't remember much of what happened, and I have no clue where I am now. I'm just trying to figure that out on my own.
Oh. Interesting. I dared to hope for a moment that you deliberately found your way here, but perhaps we are not there yet. Tell me, what were you doing when you lost consciousness and awoke here?
I was but a mercenary for a caravan, just doing my job. We got ambushed by a group of goblins, and this is where I ended up, by the looks of it.
As soon as you mention the mercenary work for a caravan, you see the robed face looks up from the parchment where he's scribbling on and stares at you for a moment and goes, I see. I believe I may know your traveling companions. Perhaps some latent trace of... Never mind. So, well, Zara, it appears we have ourselves somewhat of a serendipitous meeting. Tell me, what is it you really want?
I want wealth.
Wealth? Well, that's certainly a direct answer, yes. I appreciate your candid nature. Well, if it's wealth you want, perhaps I have something laying around. I'm afraid I didn't really have much time to prepare for this, and he pulls out seemingly a desk drawer next to him, and you actually hear the noise of, it sounds like rings and necklaces clinking against each other. And he goes, oh, yes, this should help you, I believe. And he pulls out a thin gold chain upon which is hanging a pendant, and the pendant is simply a small green crystal. It takes a somewhat regular cylindrical shape, and he goes, here, wear this. I used to... Now, what did I do with this? And he sort of stares at it for a moment. He goes, I used to wear this to help me remember where I put things? Perhaps it will prove of use to you. And he reaches out and just holds the necklace out in front of you.
I carefully grab it from his hand.
And as soon as you take it, nothing happens. And instead, you're holding this gold chain with the green crystal, and nothing untoward seems to happen. He goes, yes, perhaps that is a symbol of the friendship that's to come here. Well, your new companions can likely catch you up on what it is that I spoke to them about. And, well, if there's nothing else, I can try to send you back, should you like?
I suppose. New companions? I'm not quite sure what you mean by this.
He sort of picks up a sheaf of papers and waggles them at your face, and you can see the dust mist billowing off them. And he goes, "Oh, don't worry, they're quite a solid bunch, actually. I was most impressed with them." Well, Zara, here's to a wonderful working relationship. Goodbye. And as soon as he says goodbye, the dream just dissipates suddenly, and you find yourself stirring to consciousness in the back of a wagon. And it's trundling along. Your head is ringing with pain. But you do slowly wake up, and you see a middle-aged man with gray hair swept back in quite serious-looking battle armor sat in the back of this wagon next to you.
I kind of quietly look at him, but then as I'm waking up, I slowly don't bring attention to myself, just to kind of get up and get my surroundings kind of in order.
Sure, so
she's up.
Yes. So you notice that there are others with you, in fact, following the wagon along, and you notice a young dragonborn who's unlike any you've seen before, staring at you somewhat wide-eyed. Now, what does he see, Zara? What does Zara look like?
Zara is a female lizard folk. She's quite tall, 6'4". She's kind of lanky, though. Kind of almost like she's grown to size, but not quite filled out yet, if that makes any sense. She's a bronze color. She has frills that go from her head down her back and onto her tail. Her frills are like a golden color, and she has golden, lizard sharp eyes. She has well-maintained leather armor, so you would think it wouldn't be that well-maintained, but it's actually quite immaculate for a lizard that you've seen. She has a homemade shield on her back, and she has 2 hand axes on her hilts on the side. One is made of... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, one is made of bone, and the other is made of hides and steel.
Stone, why don't you make me a perception check?
19.
19, okay. So, as you look at the awakening form of this lizard folk warrior, you manage to notice something. You helped this injured being into the wagon when you rescued them. However, she now seemingly has a glistening gold and green crystal necklace around her neck, which you're sure wasn't there prior.
Mm-hmm. That's, firstly, hi, hello, how are you feeling? Your head looked a little roughed up previously.
I kind of not recoil, but I'm kind of defensively kind of looking at him.
No, it's okay. It's all right. All friends here. Took you out of a goblin cave, headed to a safe place. It's all right. See, even put your armor and arms on you there. You got your axes.
I suppose you aren't a goblin, so that's a good start.
And with this, you hear a chuckle beside you from the middle-aged warrior, and he sort of laughs mirthfully to himself, and he goes, "You really don't remember a thing, do you? I guess they did get you good and proper. You were already there when we were taken in, and by the looks of it, they'd seen to you pretty well. You did break out once while we were there, though, and I think you managed to kill about 3 or 4 of them, which sort of explains the condition you're in now."
I am not overly surprised, I guess. Who are all of you, exactly?
Oh, hi, hello, Stone, cleric of Saloon. Pleasure to meet you. This is my friend, Milena.
I see an elf with bushy brown hair kind of peek into the back of the caravan. Oh, hello.
And Sildar goes, "I am Sildar, recently deeply embarrassed member of the Griffin Cavalry of Neverwinter. I am also a member of some other things that Doesn't really do me too well to name drop right now, but I'm actually a senior in the Lord's Alliance. Yes, unfortunately, no amount of experience can make up for 15 to 20 goblins, I suppose.
No, I can't imagine taking on that many goblins would end well for anyone.
Well, you've seen where the two of us have ended up, so it didn't.
So where exactly is this caravan going?
Phandelver. I've heard it's a nice
Oh.
place.
Sure, I suppose.
For rest and dropping off the supplies we're supposed to drop off. Otherwise, I think Ungor and Ding might get very upset that we don't get paid.
Payment is always good.
Yeah, that sounds bad. What's going on back there?
Oh, she's awake.
Who's she?
The lizard woman.
Ah. Hello.
Zara.
Sorry. Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Sorry, busy with ox that just really don't like me. Driving.
Sarah. So, being the resident medic of the group here, I did notice, different things about you while taking care of you. The thing around your neck there, that wasn't there before.
I take a look at it, and
How?
I look at it, and I'm like, that wasn't there before. I can't explain where I got this. It was in a dream of some sort, a vision.
Was there a man behind a desk?
Yes, there was.
Well, it actually seems like you're in the right place then. All of us had a very similar experience, except I think, Sildar, you haven't dreamed about a man behind a desk, a lot of mist, cloak, giving you things, asking questions.
No, I'm certainly thinking of retiring behind a desk now, but no, it sounds unfamiliar to me.
Well, Zara, the rest of us all had a very similar experience together. So maybe you are in the right place?
Well, I can't say that it's not any worse than where I was, so I'll have to agree with you on that one. I suppose staying together wouldn't be the worst thing until I figure out what's going on.
Oh, for a time, you might as well recover, right?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
And at this point, the cart is beginning to trundle into Phandelver, and all of a sudden, Sildar stands up and walks along the back of the wagon and up to the bench, and he goes, excuse me, just so you know, that there is Berthan's provisions, and he points to a building on the left. That's where you're intended to deliver these things, I believe. However, the Stonehill Inn is just further down the way, and look, Berthan can wait. I've known him for many years. I suggest we get there and, focus on recovering from near death first.
I'll just keep the cart going down the line. Make a note of where the warehouse is.
Yeah, Phandelver's not a big place. It's only a few buildings, like further on to the inn he pointed at. You guys should be able to see it on your map now, for instance. And he just sits down again, and as the cart trundles along, you eventually do reach this inn. So you realize that you're pretty much in the center of town here, and you're standing next to a large, actually relatively new-looking building made of stone and timbers compared to those around it. Outside, there's a few locals milling about, but nobody really gives you too many looks, and opposite it, there appears to be a small shrine where a young elven woman tends fervently to a statue of a robed woman. Well, it's got to be Stone, hasn't it? Stone, why don't you make me a religion check?
Oh, even with the bonus, it's just a 10.
With the 10, you're not too sure who that represents. You definitely recognize it as one of the goddesses, but you're not 100% sure who it is.
Stone will make note of it for later. Definitely wants to visit whatever shrine or temple this town would have.
From looking around, that appears to be the sort of central town square shrine, if you like. There's certainly no grander buildings other than the ruined mansion you can see up on the hill that would really, in your imagination, denote a temple or anything similar.
Okay.
So So you're now outside the Stonehill Inn. There is a stable. There's definitely a space for you to park the wagon if you like. What would you like to do?
I'd imagine park the wagon.
Yeah, so it's not a man's stable. Good idea. It's not a man's stable or anything fancy. It really is just, like a wooden shelter for people's carts and wagons. And are you doing anything to the wagon before you leave it?
Securing the goods.
Yeah, if we have stuff that we aren't dropping off, we might as well batten the hatches.
So what would you like to do?
Well, we can't lock it, obviously. We can't put it in the trunk or anything like that.
But we can
Like,
Go ahead.
just
tarp
let
and
them
rope.
know. Yeah, I mean,
Let's
it's a
just
covered
put a
wagon.
sheet over it, maybe.
No, this is a small enough town. I'm sure there's no one here that would want to take the things, right? We
I
just
don't
need
know.
to check in at Stonehill, and then we can go about our way at Barthen's.
I believe people steal things all the time.
No, that doesn't seem right. Most people are good.
Where are you from, Stone?
Neverwinter.
People bloody steal all the time there.
And the Temple of Salute. No one stole from the temple.
Oh, of course. My
Well,
mistake.
So you guys are going to attempt to use sheets or the tarp itself of the wagon to try and cover up the goods?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you managed to do a reasonable job, and it now just looks like there is, something under there instead of clearly marked goods and provisions crates. It's certainly less conspicuous than it once was. And as you disembark from the wagon, you notice Sildar and Zara, you're in good enough shape where you can just about get off the wagon under your own power. And you walk around to the front of the inn where a rather surly-looking absolute unit of a half-orcan woman stands with her arms crossed and a huge two-handed sword in front of the front door. And as you approach, she looks down at you and goes, "Ugh, what do you want?"
Think we want to get something to eat and drink?
Well,
I can second that.
and she kind of reluctantly looks up at the sign of the inn and goes, "Fine, but no trouble. Just ask what I did to anybody who caused trouble here." And she stands aside to let you in.
It's still the blade pull off to talk to her. What did you do?
Yeah, Ding stays too.
What did I do to people who caused trouble?
Yes.
Well, thankfully, my business partner's very good at cleaning, so you can't see the stains in the mud anymore.
Oh.
Mud wrestling.
Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Why would you clean mud? Anyway, I keep going.
All right.
Criminal evidence.
Pleasure to meet you. Saloon bless you.
And she kind of just grunts at you as you walk in, and you enter the Stonehill Inn, and it certainly doesn't really stand up to much, from the city of Neverwinter, perhaps, but it's pleasant enough, and you realize that it's certainly somewhere that you can feel a little bit safer. The common room is filled with a few locals nursing mugs of seemingly ale or cider, and they all kind of throw you a side eye as you come in. But looking around the room, you realize that you're far from the only travelers in here. You see a few curious characters dressed in different cultures' clothings, and those who seemingly are wearing the sort of wear and tear of the traveling lifestyle, and they quickly return to their drinks and conversations after you make your way in. You look towards the bar, and initially you don't really see anyone. Perhaps there's no one behind the bar for now, but it's quite a sort of chest-high, just traditional wooden simple bar. You can see some bottles of wine and kegs behind it, and all in all, it's a homely but comforting place.
I just want to say, I don't think I've ever walked into one of Connor's taverns and there's been a portly guy behind wiping a mug with a towel. I'm so impressed.
Suddenly. No.
Wait, that means this is a trap, right?
It's fake.
Should we grab a table?
Sure.
So
I
you
find the nearest table.
Yeah, there's plenty of sort of bench-style tables free, and you find one for you all and Sildar, and you sit down at it. And after a short amount of time, a gnome walks up to you. He's seemingly about middle-aged, and he's got sort of wild, dark hairs, beginning to gray, and he's dressed in a rather plain robe, but he's actually sort of decked out in seemingly multiple necklaces and rings, and he walks up and he goes, "Hey, welcome to the Stonehill Inn. What can I get you?"
Rooms, I think.
Rooms.
And then food. Right, we're staying here, aren't we? We're staying here?
At least for a little while, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He goes, oh, Sildar, I didn't see you there. Welcome back. And Sildar kind of goes, yes, it's good to see you, my friend. I wish it were in better circumstances. And he kind of gestures to the bruises and battered state of his body. He goes, oh, yeah, okay, well, rooms is fine. Don't worry about, paying for that. As long as you buy your meals and your drinks, we'll be happy to have any sort of regular business.
See? People can be nice.
Have times been tough as of recently?
Oh, not really. I mean, me and my business partner bought this place a few years ago when we decided we needed more of a discreet, I don't want to say headquarters, but area to, travel from. And we run it every now and again. It's all right. We just close up for the winter when nobody comes here.
I see.
So, seasonal town then.
Yeah, I mean, most of the folks who come through here are prospectors. I mean, most of the gold and the precious metals kind of went from the town a long time ago, but there's still enough wealth here that people come and try their chances. And, there's a miners' exchange here. They're always seemingly making a good deal.
What's the food of the day?
Food of the day. Well, we don't really cook. Neither of us are very good at it. We've got some preserved meats, and we got some cheese and some local fruit. There's an orchard here, which is lovely. Would you like a sort of charcuterie?
Sure.
That sounds wonderful.
What?
Yeah, I don't know where the word's from, but it
Strange
basically
language.
means a bunch of meat and cheese and grapes on a board.
Sounds fantastic.
All right.
And drinks, I suppose, for my friends.
What can I get you?
A water, please.
Water. Okay, don't get many orders for those, but I'm sure I can make it work.
You got some ale?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of orders for that.
Yeah,
I'll take one of those.
I'll take the cheap stuff.
That's
But-
fine for me.
The cheap stuff. Pal, have you seen the town you're in? Most of the things here are the cheap stuff.
I mean, well taken, but yeah, sure, whatever. I'll take the cheap stuff.
All right. Don't hold it against me when you get what you get. And what about you? And he turns to you, Melina.
Do you have any ciders?
Oh, yeah. They make it from the orchard here.
Oh,
It's probably the
perfect.
most palatable thing here, really. Not that I'm not doing a good job of selling this to you, am I?
No,
No.
you're not.
Yeah, sorry.
But
I'm not really.
I'm enjoying the attempt, though. You're working on
Oh.
your business skills.
Well, I
Really starting
appreciate
to
it.
wonder how you do make money.
Oh, we have a lot of money. We kind of just. And he sort of catches himself talking. He's like, yeah, we do okay. I'll go get your drinks.
I would like to roll an insight check specifically because he called it a headquarters too. And I'm really,
Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
misguided
feel free.
attempt
The,
at
fa-
Well,
the
if you-
Phandelver thieves.
That's a natural
well,
one.
I was gonna
Sounds
say-
good. So,
I was going to say, if you're
Don't want it
all
sold.
curious, you can roll with advantage.
I'm not that curious.
I'm taking the nat one.
All right, you
Screw
got that
it,
one.
We're taking it. Yeah.
This gnome seems like an inexperienced business owner, but an earnest chap.
You're first in then. You haven't really done this. often.
Yeah. Me and my friend used to, we used to, dare I say it, kind of go on adventures and travel and stuff. And we kind of annoyed a lot of people over time, and not many people come to Phandelver. So we use this as a sort of, recuperation point, I guess. I don't think my business partner likes it very much. I kind of made her be a bodyguard and a bouncer, which I think's hilarious, but she seems to get quite angry.
She didn't seem to like any of us very much.
Oh, she doesn't like anyone. I've known her for oh my God, 20, 30 years now, and she doesn't even like me, so.
Well, she sticks around. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we've been through quite a lot of shit in that time, so,
And now you own an inn together, which seems like a really big step.
Yeah. Sort of, We got a few of them dotted around, but
few
right.
of them. So you have
Yeah.
franchises?
not franchised inns, just we got a few like businesses.
Oh, okay.
Series of hideouts and boat holes spread across the land, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Hideouts? What? Hideouts from who?
He just said he has enemies.
Oh, we've done all sorts of stuff. Like, we've done a few heists. We took down a few corrupt orders. We killed a vampire god guy once. That was pretty crazy. We done all sorts.
And now you run an inn.
Yeah,
in
it's relaxing.
Phandelver.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, if it's what
I
brings
feel
you
like you're
happiness.
really interested in my past career, which is flattering, but are you not thirsty?
The water, please. That's all I need.
All right.
From the well is fine.
I'm not going to make you drink water from a well.
Where else would you get water in Phandelver?
And he kind of blushes a little bit and he's like, yeah, of course. Yeah, well water, sure. And he starts wandering away.
Wait a fucking minute.
I probably
Elena,
wouldn't drink
what
that
the
water
fuck
if I
is
were you.
After just a minute or two, like very quickly, he comes back, somehow managing to carry these, 6 mugs and plops them down on the table and goes, there you go. The cloudy, kind of murky looking ones are the ales. That one's the cider, and here's your water as well. I'll be back with your food.
Thank you.
Can I sniff my drink to see if it actually smells legit or like not good?
Yeah. You make me oh wow, what would this even be? Make me a nature check. Why
Oh
not?
boy. Oops. That's a 10.
Yeah, there's doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. It smells like quite a nice mug of beer.
What about the water?
Do you want to sniff the water?
I'm going to sniff it.
Nature check.
Oh, not very good at this. 16?
It smells very pure. Like it seems weirdly cold in the mug as well. You're almost getting like a little bit of condensation on the outside.
Definitely going to drink it.
It's absolutely delicious. It's like the most refreshing, cool.
Does it taste like water from a well?
No, it tastes like the most
Okay.
reinvigorating spring water you've ever drank. It's for water, it's delicious.
Right. Okay.
This seems kind of out of the ordinary for us to have sparkling water effectively and high quality ale. When he
Well, I'm afraid
really,
you're wrong, Adam, because sparkling water is disgusting.
well,
So I would say this.
I agree. It's
Spicy
like-
water.
It's like
Spicy
drinking
water.
TV static, so I'm on the same page. But that high quality water, some nice ale. This guy's underselling everything.
Why are you complaining about that? I mean, it's,
Not complaining, just oddly curious. I feel like this is a front.
Definitely
I mean,
unusual.
it clearly is a front of some sort. He's practically said that to us.
Uncle, I don't know if that's correct. I looked at the man here and I really got a sense of him, and he seems like a good chap. What do you mean a front for something?
I mean, I'll be honest, Stone. You're a nice enough fellow, but I don't know if you quite have the world experience to be a judge of character in that sense.
I've seen plenty of people come to the temple before. I know people.
I'm sure you see people when they need help or that sort of thing. But we don't really know this gnome chap. So
While you're mid this dispute, you hear the door suddenly swing open a little bit, and the half-orc woman sticks her head in and goes, "Keep your voices down. I've got such a headache." And just slams the door again.
Oh,
now we've done it.
Was trying not to be so loud.
We're in an inn. I don't understand. Oh.
And eventually the gnome returns with these 2 large wooden slabs and puts them down in front of you. And there appears to be a plethora of different options of dried meats and fruits and even a few little biscuits and preserves on there. He goes, "Well, here you go. Enjoy. We don't get many people ordering the food, so it's always nice to make some."
Are there people in here?
There's like a few locals scattered
Okay.
around, but they're all just kind of like nursing mugs of beer.
Okay.
I chow down.
Sildar.
I'm so taken with this.
Yeah.
Are the fruits and meats native to the area?
Yeah. I was gonna ask Sildar if he's
Like-
been here before.
Now, I will allow you to roll it, Stone, but do you think you'd have a chance of identifying it, seeing as you've never left
No,
Neverwinter?
anything that Stone knows about any of the area would just have been something he read in
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like-
book, like the magazine Nature or
I will say
something,
none
right?
of the
Like-
food on the table, while it looks quite like exquisite and varied, none of it strikes you as like, what is this? Like you can
Right,
have a look
okay.
at it and you're like, oh, that's like
We're not
dry-
like just south of Neverwinter and
Yeah.
there's oranges on the plate.
No,
or
you're
something
like
that.
that's
okay.
dried pork. That's probably like a chutney of some sort. Like,
Just like
you recognize all of the things.
Where is this guy getting?
Chutney.
Okay,
Ooh,
cool.
boy, we're getting fancy.
Yeah.
So, Sildar, you've
Yes.
been here before, right?
And you notice at this point that Sildar has quite a sort of like stern, commanding demeanor most of the time, but he is sitting there with quite a grin on his face. He's like, "Yes, I was waiting until you'd ask me that. Godfrey's quite a character. I know that."
That's it. He's quite a character. You haven't questioned why, you retire from a life of adventuring to set up a bed and breakfast in a town
Trust me,
like this.
the less you ask that man questions, the less trouble you'll get into. I think his friend could account for that.
Okay, that's fair. That I can get.
But
So-
he's a good guy. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So, what is exactly our next step as I'm like stuffing food in my mouth?
Save
Well-
someone, right?
Yes, save someone. I also do have something of my own that I need to take care of, although I won't burden you all with that. I suggest that you see to your business in Phandelver, and we, of course, must try to make inquiries as the location of this Cragmore Castle, if you like.
Wouldn't it help if we just asked, I don't know, this gnome who seems rather worldly?
Well,
May
didn't-
have.
You could always ask Godfrey, yes?
Oh, didn't you just say, Sildar, that the less questions we ask him, the less
But
trouble
it's not
we'll get
about
into?
him. It's not about him. It's about, a location he may or
Okay.
may not know.
All right.
Okay, if we
Look.
get in trouble because you ask him.
I was going to actually volunteer Ungor for the task.
Oh, really?
Indeed, you're quite intimidating looking.
I really don't mean to be, Stone. I really don't.
Well, you always have this like rather stern look on your face, like a father that looks very disappointed.
I don't think you should try and bring up your personal issues with me.
Yeah, Stone, you want to talk about that?
Well, I don't know my own father, so I've just seen very many disappointed fathers in the temple.
All right.
Right.
That reminds me, Stone, and I look at him like directly. I'm like,
Oh.
you are a weird looking dragon. I've never seen your kind before.
Thank you. Yes. Apparently, quite a rare version. I've been told I'm an amethyst stone dragonborn. I don't really know where I came from, so sorry, I can't really help you on the whole lineage thing.
Interesting. Do you like eat rocks?
No, but and you'll note that he like has a stone and he pulls it off of himself and like sets it around his head and it starts to float. And he goes, "But I could do this." And look at that. And eventually I'll
Party
actually
trick.
That's
have
pretty
horns.
impressive.
Eventually I'll have horns, and sometimes they'll sweep back or forward, or they kind of grow like stones would, like crystals.
Cool.
I should grow into them any time now. And as he like jingles his over large chainmail all over the table.
Of course.
So yes, on the topic of Gundren, I must divulge some information to you. Now, the task that Gundren hired you for is real. You were truly delivering resources that he cares a lot about making here. However, Gundren had some other interests in the area. You see, he's looking for a place that he's convinced he's found, called the Wave Echo Cave. It's meant to be where the mines were here. For, as you may have realized, Phandelver's wealth is long past at this point, and the mines were all abandoned or lost to time. The most prosperous of these, I'm told, were the mines that were subject to a certain pact between man, elf, and dwarf. And this is now known as the Wave Echo Cave. He seemingly knew where this was and had that map on him, and I believe that's what the goblins were likely after.
Okay. Do you know why is this cave of any value now?
I can't say. There's rumors, like there's rumors of every cave and abandoned mine in this land, of treasures and untold wealth and all of that stuff they tell the cadets, but I couldn't say any specifics. The only other thing I know is that the messenger, when he came to fetch Gundren, mentioned that whoever was giving orders to fetch him and, I believe, secure this map was known as the Black Spider. I don't know who that is or what that is or if that's a person or an organization, but I intend to find out while I'm here.
Oh boy. Seems like just the other day we were defending a cart, and now we're having big dreams where stuff's given to us and organization sneaking around kidnapping people.
Well, I'm not going to force or even try to convince you to help in this. It will be extraordinarily dangerous. I know all of you know Gundren in your own way, and you may wish to help, and I'll do everything I can to accommodate that. But I do have a contact here in Phandelver. You may have heard me earlier mention I was a member of something called the Lord's Alliance. Well, there's another member in Phandelver, unfortunately, who appears to be missing. I'm looking for a friend of mine. He's named Iarno Albrecht. He's a wizard, and quite a prestigious one. He came here 2 months ago to try and establish order amidst the rumors of unrest, and I've not heard from him since. He's an old friend of mine, and I would be keen to find him. But that is my burden. I shan't worry you with it any longer.
Okay. Melina, you're awfully quiet. What are your thoughts?
I think we should definitely help. However, I know everyone here wants to be paid. And are we going to be paid when we deliver the goods? And is there any sort of compensation for the risk of extra danger?
With this, Sildar lets out a laugh and he goes, "Don't worry. You don't have to be awkward about it. It's not my first time working with mercenaries. Yes, you will be paid for delivering the goods. I believe Berthan has your money, as was agreed. I mean, I would assume he doesn't know anything's gone amiss. And also, I can pay you myself. As for the rest, I don't really have a set goal in mind, other than the safe return of Gundren. But I'm willing to pay each of you however much money Berthan owes me personally. I think split between, it would probably amount to about 60 gold pieces each."
That's a whole lot of money. You could just see
That's so much.
Decent amount for hazard pay, I think.
Like I say, I'm not going to force you to take the job, but the offer's there. However, I would say it would have to begin with finding my contact, Iarno.
Right. Or maybe a bath and a nap first.
Yes, true. That's probably a better starting point right now.
Stone, you take baths?
Yes, you scrub the stone clean.
Oh, all right. I figured with just
Dust,
rocks, you just
dirt
maybe a
and
dust
grime.
bath or no?
No, I mean, dust, dirt, and grime can accumulate
Yeah.
in all sorts of places.
All right. Today I learned.
Right.
Well, I suggest that all of you rest. I mean, it's still somewhat early in the day, but you're free to do as you wish. I mean, there is a small smithy here, and Berthan may be willing to sell you things at a reasonable rate, considering the work you've done. You know, I imagine you have some tasks to take care of here before we begin. And also, I would like to remain here and talk to my old friends and see if I can't glean some information out of them.
Yes. See if we can't find the location of that castle. I do want to stop by that shrine, so I might go do that.
Yes, the shrine is, it's pleasant. It's nice here. It's small, but Sister Gariel looks after it well.
Sister Gabrielle? Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Maybe we should take it to Barthen's first. Is it like a reasonable time to stop by Barthen's and just bring the goods
it's sort of like the
after a
late
meal?
afternoon at this point. It's not too late, really.
I think we should get those out of our cart before we
Yep.
do anything else.
Yeah, probably for the best.
All right, so you're gonna take the cart up to Berthan's Provisions.
Before we go, I just want to get everybody after Sildar leaves. Are we not going to just talk about the elephant in the room of a corporeal being just kind of giving us gifts and setting us on our way now that we have Zara here who just randomly has the same thing?
Well, what is there to talk about? He's done it. He seems to have some sort of power to do it, and what more is there we can say?
To be fair, Ding, I commune with a goddess almost nightly. It's not that out of the ordinary.
Everstone, how often does she talk back?
Sometimes.
Insight check.
I'm cool with it. Go for it. That's a
Can't
nat
believe
one.
him. Oh, wow. All
Yeah,
right,
sure.
so this is just a thing. Okay, cool. No, checks out.
I've been always told to never look to gift cow in the mouth. Or maybe it's not a cow. I don't understand the translation, but something like that.
It's a horse.
Ah.
But yeah, it's a strange phrase. Yeah, no, it's not having a clear idea of what they want in return just to give gifts like that is a little unnerving.
I mean, if Stone's so successful, obviously talking to his god all the time,
Yes, all the time.
maybe when we go to bed tonight, we just all think real hard and we could talk to Orlo and he'll say, oh, here's some more information for you. Think that's a great plan?
Yeah, all right.
Or you're saying as we are falling asleep, we all think,
Collectively.
Yes.
right.
Just praise be Orlo. Thanks for these gifts.
Well, I don't
What
know.
do you
about that.
do,
I
Stone?
can't really praise him.
No.
That's kind of against the whole me worshipping a different goddess kind of thing.
Well, I guess you don't have to show up. I mean, Ungor seems like he's very attuned. No?
Well, what do you mean attuned? Attuned to what?
You just seem very astute and like you know things.
Well, I know some things, but I don't know what Orlo is. I don't think he's a god, though. I mean, maybe he is, but he seems just like a very powerful being.
Okay. It's strange. It's not sitting with me right. Why?
I will say, when I went to see him, he told me that it often takes him years for people to reach him.
Oh?
Yes. So, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how fast your strategy might work in terms of going to meet with him.
Okay. Well, I'm only like 40. So.
I'm 15. Got plenty of time.
What?
What?
15?
Indeed.
I didn't realize we were bringing a child along with us.
Yeah. It's like, is
I've
Dragonborn
read
years
that
like
by
dog years?
Dragonborn standards, I'm officially an adult. Thank you very much. And he'll cross his arms and jingle the overlarge chainmail again.
Perhaps he just
Lena's
needs a
like
nap.
leaning back and she's just like,
I'm an adult. Thank you.
Shall we go
This-
deliver these goods?
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go deliver the goods.
So you take we don't have to you don't have to do the manual labor of the cart. You take the cart up to Barthen's Provisions, and outside it you see that it's a relatively well-stocked trading post. There's some canopies outside and tables sort of showing examples of the kind of things that can be traded for in bulk inside. And as you enter, inside it's just a lot of shelves and crates and a little bit dusty and musty in here. You can see that it's been open for a long time. Eventually, the aging proprietor, presumably the eponymous, Barthen, comes up to you and he goes, I see you've brought Gundren's goods. I was just looking at your cart pull up. Marvelous. Well, what was the deal you had with Gundren?
Melina, what was the deal we had with Gundren?
Good question. As she reaches in.
It's like we have a
to her
contract
pouch to,
somewhere,
read
right?
The contract.
I'm pretty sure it was 10 gold each, wasn't it?
Thanks.
Wasn't it full of honey too because you slathered it all over it?
The what? Wait.
You had honey buns or something and you got it all over the contract.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
It's a very
that's
sticky
right.
contract.
I was wondering what on earth is the red talking about?
Deep cut.
Very sticky contract.
So you hand him this very sticky contract, and he goes, "Oh yes, well I'll have to check it's all there, but this looks to be in order." And he sort of reaches behind to the till on the counter and counts out 10 gold pieces for each of you. He goes, "Well, here you are. If there's anything else I can help you with, or take off your hands, or sell to you, let me know, and give Gundren my good words. I haven't seen him in some time."
Yes, we will when we see him. Should we tell people about Gundren being missing? Is this a thing we should do or no? Okay. Yeah, we'll tell him when we see him next.
Might not be for some time. He's off chasing a big prize.
Oh yeah? What he tell you this, or you just hear that around town?
Oh, Gundren's an old friend of mine. I've known him for years. He's traded here a long time. The dwarven folk are long-lived, far longer than us. I've known him most of my life.
And he just happened to tell you that he's hunting down a big prize? Did he tell you what that prize was?
Yes, I think that's for him to tell you, though, if he wishes to.
Fair enough.
It's the cave, though, right?
With this, you see him kind of flash his eyes towards you, and he sort of winces at you for a moment, discerning your motive. He goes,
"Oh.
Yes, I see he's mentioned it to you already. Or else that was a marvelous guess, young man."
Yes, he mentioned it. Sorry.
Yes, I believe his two brothers are camping outside of town somewhere, and I haven't seen them for a couple of weeks, which is unusual. They should be due to resupply. Perhaps they've joined him.
Yes, brothers.
Yeah, did we know that? Was that knowledge that we would have had with our relationship with Gundren?
Ding, make me an intelligence check. He might have mentioned it to you specifically at some point.
Melina might know. She's worked with him a little bit.
This is more of a long-term family thing, I think.
All right, I'll just
General
roll
Minute.
history because I can't roll straight.
History's fine, yeah,
intelligence.
that's fine.
Not clicking it.
11.
With an 11, it vaguely rings a bell, but you can't remember the details. He doesn't. One thing you do remember is he doesn't talk about his brothers very much.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Well, it's good to know that they were around at some point, and hopefully that'll help us track them down. Because it'd be nice to catch up with them. I haven't seen them in a while.
Yes. Well, I have no idea where they'll be off to. He always spoke about finding the Wave Echo cave, but he never told me any details. Perhaps he knows that. Well, maybe I would have blabbed it to somebody after a few too many drinks.
Okay. So this isn't like a local legend that people know of. This is pretty hush-hush then.
I mean, it depends how long people have been in the town. Certainly not Wave Echo Cave specifically, but it's relatively common knowledge. There's a lot of old mines around here. Why he's particularly interested in that one, I'm not sure. He mentioned the Phandelver Pact, so, well, there's probably a lot in there.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your knowledge, old timer. And we need anything, we'll certainly swing by.
Very well.
He left all the Lion Shield Coster goods, right? On the cart.
So as you go out, he essentially follows behind you and begins unloading them himself. And you notice that for an aging chap, like he seems to be in possession of some wiry strength. He's clearly done this a while. And from just casually observing him, yeah, he's not stealing the Lion Shield Coster stuff.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a jog down to the shrine. Anyone want to come along?
Yeah, I can go for a walk.
All right.
Sure.
We'll
So
happily go down to the shrine.
I was gonna say, does one of us need to bring the cart back while you're doing that? Once he's done unloading?
Well, we still need to go to Lion Shield Costa. We picked up all those goods from the Goblin Cave. Maybe
This
there might be a little extra in it.
Yeah, this town isn't big by any stretch of the imagination. I'm assuming it's like we went a city block from the inn to.
Can we? I think we can probably see the shrine, right?
Yeah.
you can see it.
Right down.
It's not like right next to you, but you can see it down the street. I mean, again, you're in a very small town. You're just in a road off the town square. You can see it on the corner, and you can see the young elven woman is just like sort of doing busy work around it, cleaning it.
Go up, say hi, Stone. Seems like you're interested.
Yeah, I just want to know what it's about.
So Stone and Milena, are you going to the shrine? Sure. So you walk over to the shrine. Oh,
Is Ungor coming? I thought you said he was.
I said no. I made a point of saying no.
Okay. I just heard you speak up, and that's fine.
so you
Milena
guys
and I
walk
will
over
go.
to the shrine, and you see now that the young elven woman is dressed in a simple but well-made robe of deep orange, and she's just fussing over and cleaning and dusting all of the sort of like gift areas, if you like, of this shrine. It appears that a lot of people leave small offerings there. You see everything from mugs of ale and glasses of wine to a few coins scattered about, and generally speaking, kind of, you know, like small-scale offerings. There's nothing too grandiose at this roadside shrine. As you approach, she suddenly looks up towards you and just goes, "Can you hear that goose outside?"
Yeah.
Is that what that is? That's a good.
That's a goose.
Yes, it's
It's going
right
nuts.
outside.
That's
I'm
fine.
like, there's a goose in the town
Who
green.
is that?
That's actually good village ambient.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there's
Screeching goose.
A goose in the town green.
Yeah, I do live right next to the river, so there is some geese outside. Let me do All right, silence the geese. But she looks up to you with a very excited look on her face. Goes, "Oh, have you come to pay your
Hello?
respects to the Lady of Luck?"
That's who this is. So I didn't get a really good look on her way in. Hi.
Oh,
hello.
of course, it's Tamora. She watches over this town. The prospectors, of course, care a lot about her good luck blessings.
That makes sense. Yes, of course. Hi. Hello. My name is Stone. This is my friend Milena. Saloon bless you on this fine day. Yes, I'm just coming to see the shrine and what it's about. And yes, I think I'd make an offering. We've had a rather fine day and rather lucky that all of us made it through alive.
Yes, I thank you for visiting the shrine. I made it myself, actually. I did not carve the statue, but I made the shrine from the ruins of the old town. I thought maybe it would turn the town's misfortune into future prosperity, but well, maybe that's not going so well, but I'm sure it'll turn around.
I've been to the Temple of Timora in Neverwinter. It's rather fine.
Oh, have you? Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. Made it a point to visit all of the gods' temples at some point, as part of the whole learning process. Yes, of course. I'll make a small offering here. You'll take 5 gold pieces out and place it in whatever looks to be the big bowl.
As you go to place down the coins, she actually grabs your hand and goes, "Oh, no, I wouldn't. Don't worry, she'll understand. It's something symbolic might be better. There's just some sorts who might, see the money and come and cause trouble, and I don't really want that."
You really think people are going to come steal from the shrine? That
She
sounds
kind
like
of
bad
gives
luck.
you a look with a cocked eyebrow and goes, "Yes. The red brands here are not great.
The who?
The red brands. It's the stupid name that these thugs give themselves to try and come across as some sort of legitimate organization.
And they steal from shrines.
They steal from just about anything. Yes, they really have very little to no respect. I'm very fortunate in the fact that that absolutely terrifying half-orcan woman stands just across the road over there, and she kind of waves at the half-orc who just stares her down. She goes, yes, that does help avert some of the trouble, but yes, unfortunately the Red Brands have caused quite a few problems in this town.
Huh. Well, that seems unacceptable, isn't that right, Milena?
Yes, it's unfortunate. Is this the Red Brands kind of the rumors that we've been getting that, this place is not safe?
Oh, I imagine talk of them has begun to make its way out of the town, yes. There are rather unfortunate blight on this place, and her expression darkens for a moment. She goes, that I will see permanently rid of in time.
Oh, how do you intend to do that?
Oh, just, with hard work and perseverance. She kind of concocts an obviously fake smile at you.
Huh. Well, if you advise that I don't leave anything monetary here, I'll respect that. Sure. And Stone will take one of his sticks of incense and a candle and kind of like place them up on the shrine there and light them and say a small prayer to both Saloon and Timora.
Very nice. She kind of smiles warmly at you as you do so, and she goes, thank you, that was lovely. Tell me, what brings the two of you? You look rather, the sort of adventuring types, dare I say. What brings you to Phandelver?
She thinks I look like the adventuring type, Milena.
You look the part, and that's all that matters. We were hired to bring stuff over here.
Ah. Of course. Do you plan to travel out of the town at all?
Yes, I believe
in
so.
A manner of speaking, I suppose so. Is there something we should be, other than the Red Brands?
Oh, no, I would just have a small task for you, really. One of the higher priests of Timora, she's asked me to search out some information about a spell book, actually, that I have in my possession. And unfortunately, the person around here who would know is somewhat difficult to deal with. They're a little bit, antisocial, I think is a lovely way of putting it. And I thought that maybe you would be willing to carry something along with you and gift it to this person from me, in order to maybe get the answer that I need. I can pay you. I don't have much money, but I do have some healing supplies. I'm quite a skilled alchemist.
Healing supplies actually sound incredibly useful, Milena.
Yes, that seems like a good trade, I think.
From one person of the cloth to another, yes. I'll take it for you.
Marvelous. There is some things that I should tell you about. Now you've agreed that I should tell you about it. The person in question is... do you know what a banshee is?
I've read stories about banshees, yes.
Okay, well, that's a good start. So she's a banshee, and I went to where she's known...
Like an actual one, or are you, just being rather derogatory to the
Oh,
personage?
no. Believe me, I know some people who I could describe as banshees as well.
Right.
But this is an actual banshee.
Oh.
And she's well, I went to try and talk to her, if you like, and she wouldn't appear for me. And I feel like, if she sees me again, she's probably not really going to bother. However, if you could take her this gift that I've prepared for her, and she reaches into her robe and pulls out a very ornately jeweled silver comb. If you could take her this gift, because she was very sort of, vain, you could say, if you were being naughty, then it might sort of appease her into giving you the answers I need. What do you think?
Do you want us to ask the questions as well, or just present the gift? And I've heard banshees can be rather hostile. Should we expect trouble? And if so, I am rather sufficiently equipped to deal with that sort of creature.
Okay, so second part of now that we're being honest, if you like, with each other, I don't actually have the spell book in my possession. I think the banshee has it, or might know where it is. So I'm hoping that you can kind of do a swapsies and maybe, or just find out where it is and come back and tell me. And that would be marvelous.
Might I ask what the spellbook is of?
Yes, it is a very famous spellbook of historical interest to the priests of Tamora, from a very famous mage called Bowgentle. And actually, that's their comb that I gave to you. And I thought maybe the banshee, who's called Agatha, by the way, might be interested in, swapping and having a different thing of Bowgentle, or telling us in return for the gift where the spellbook is.
All right. Milena, advice here. I feel rather inclined to help a person of the cloth, but you know more about the world than I do, and we do seem to already have some tasks in mind. I don't know if we'd be able to convince the others to assist us in this particular one, but healing items do sound useful.
Kind of leans back from Stone a little bit and towards the priestess. And do you have a time frame?
No. I imagine you. Well, so I'm here for that, and obviously I want to get rid of the red brands quite a lot as well. So really, I'd honestly say, sort of one after the other. If you are staying in town, then your help in getting rid of the red brands would be largely appreciated, I think, by everyone. But there's no time frame. No, I couldn't really safely get it out of here until they're dealt with anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, because we do have some other contracts, but considering all the questions of uncertainty, may we have some of that healing supplies up front?
Make me a persuasion roll. $11. She kind of goes, I tell you what, I was going to pay you with 4. I'll give you one of them now. Just because, I can't really give you much more than that in case you just, sort of bugger off, as it were.
No, that makes sense. Last question then.
So, Milena, she hands you a regular healing potion.
Okay.
Where do the red brands hole up here?
I don't really know too much of what they do. I've heard the Sleeping Giant, which is another inn on the way towards the mansion, and she gestures to the east, pointing up at this ruined house on the hill. It's sort of halfway between here and there on the road. I've heard that they like to hang out around there, but I'm afraid I don't really know too much else about them. I tell you what, though, there are other people in the town, I'm sure, who would be very interested in talking to you about getting rid of them, and may even offer a more substantial payment than I can.
Sure. We'll bring this back to our compatriots, I think.
That's a good idea, yes.
A lot to think over, and thank you for the gift.
You should speak to one last thing. You should speak to Harbin Wester. He's the current town master in the town hall, and she gestures to one of the larger buildings off the square. Speak to him with your friends. I'm sure that he would be interested in getting rid of the red brands, if no one else.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. So the comb then. And he offers a hand to take the comb.
Oh, of course, yes. Thank you for helping with this. And she hands you this jeweled silver comb.
And where to find your banshee?
Oh, yes. She is in her, well, I don't want to call it a lair. That sounds, a little bit scary.
It's probably a layer.
But she's right by the town of Conniebury. The Tribor Trail actually runs through it. It's more of sort of a little sort of hamlet. It's just down the Tribor Trail. You'd have no problem finding it.
All right. We will take this to our compatriots, and well, if unable to fill the task, I'll bring your comb back. All right.
Oh, thank you. That would be most appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. Saloon and Timora bless you, and appreciate the
yes.
information.
Yes. Well, I hope it helps. I hope you're able to do some good around here for once.
Yeah, Stone's gonna turn and leave and lean into Milena and go, why does everyone think everyone else sucks?
There's a lot of really bad people out there.
Yes. You seemed rather adept at dealing with goblins. I was quite surprised at your skill with a blade, Milena.
Well, you have to train for this sort of thing. You're kind of more or less learning on the job, which is, I think, better kind of experience.
All right. So you've done a lot of training in the whole stabbing and murder thing.
Not a lot. Again, only when necessary. Only when, lives are at risk. That's
Right.
what I'm technically hired for.
Of course. Well, I'll be there to support you, no matter how much blood you get into. Let's go see if they've been able to drop off the rest of the goods.
Yeah, so you make your way back to the cart, and the rest of the party, as they are finishing, and there's just the Lion Shield Costa stuff left in the cart. And you see Barthen sort of waving them goodbye as he heads back in the shop.
Hi, Barthen.
Goodbye, Angor.
The NPC romance that we didn't know we needed.
Precisely.
Well, now that you guys are done with the shrine, you want to head across town, drop off the rest of the goods, see if we can make a little bit extra coin, and maybe call it for the day?
Yeah, sounds good, yeah.
All right, so you guys take the cart down to the Lion Shield Costa, past the Shrine of Tomorrow once more, where the sister waves at you, Stone and Milena, and you eventually arrive at Lion Shield Costa just over the square, and hanging above the door of this rather more modest-looking trading post compared to Barthen's is a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a lion painted on it in blue, which matches the crest on your chests.
How do we want to do this?
Knock on the door.
I mean, that's...
I just assume we would say, we have some of your goods we've recovered. Would you pay a finder's fee for them?
Once
Okay.
again,
Did you have another idea?
Ungor to the task. Seems rather capable.
I'm happy to speak to them, but I mean, what other way to do it is there?
I don't know. I'm just worried that they might think, oh, hey, we might have robbed somebody and we stole your stuff and now we're trying to sell it back to you. Does that cross your mind? Don't you guys, maybe I'm just a cynic. I grew up where it was a little rougher, but...
I mean, they might think that, but I mean, we'll sort of go with it, won't we?
What else are we gonna do with them?
Yeah, we won't know till we find out.
You're not wrong. All right. And I'll go up to the door and give it a good old knockerson.
Sure, so after a few moments, you hear some shuffling inside, and the door opens to a woman somewhere in her 30s, dressed in actually sort of like a tunic and tabard, matching the crest painted above the door. She goes, "Oh, hello, can I help you? You're not..." She sort of looks around behind and she goes, "No, yes, can I help you?"
I'll turn around to look to where she was looking. First of all, I'm Dingelo Mollybach. It is a pleasure to meet you. These are my compatriots. We were just traveling up the Tribor Trail and happened to come across some of what I'm assuming are your goods, and happened to pick them up and wanted to see if you'd pay us for them.
Oh, Yes, that sounds good. I do need a few details though. Where did you find these goods? We've been being raided relentlessly by the red brands and goblins alike. I think they're in league with each other, to be honest. And I'm just wondering, goblins. Yes. Okay. Well, at least let me know that you managed to take a bunch of the little buggers out.
Yeah, a few. They tried to jump our caravan after we found remnants of another attack, and we took quite a few down. So rest assured.
You're new in town, aren't you? I haven't seen you around.
Yeah, we were actually contracted to bring some other goods to your competitors.
Oh, to Barthens, yes.
Yes. So nice enough guy, but yeah, we.
Oh, Barthen is very kind. There used to be more than enough room in this town for both of us, but now it's looking like we're going to have to close this branch. Barthen's an independent. I hope he, stays open a lot longer, but unfortunately the raiding is just far too much.
So raiding, goblins, other bandits of the town that seem to have an organized crime unit.
The red brands, yes.
Yeah, the red brands. Are they... How is this a problem that you think could be resolved? Is there not like local officials or a militia? Anything that can actually take care of this?
There's no militia here, no. The town is far too small and largely made of seasonal prospectors and just travelers that have no long-term commitments here. But, well, there's definitely one way of sorting it, which would be putting them all to the sword. I'd have a go at doing it myself, were it not for, looking bad for the company doing that. But yes, if you're looking to solve that problem, I'll do anything I can to help. And of course, let me pay you and take these goods back off your hand. These are important provisions for the town. And can I have a look at them? I'm not quite sure how much you've recovered.
Oh, by all means, come out, meet the crew, and take a look at what we've recovered.
So she walks out and heads to the back of the cart and starts sort of looking around, climbs in actually and starts popping open some of the crates and looking inside. And once she seems satisfied, she turns around and goes, This is a good amount of stuff, thank you. It should help tide us over a little. I can pay you 50 gold pieces for all of this.
I just look to the rest of the group.
It's fair, yes.
Okay, then I will take 50 gold. Sure.
Marvelous. Also, we do stock all kinds of... We specialize, in fact, in sort of military equipment and usage. If any of you want any... We don't have anything particularly fancy. We ship to town militias and city watches, but if any of you want anything relatively simple, I will happily provide it for you as thanks.
Oh. Well, that's mighty kind of you. Anybody looking to take up this nice lady on her offer?
Good for now.
Maybe we might be doing some more work around town. So if the need arises, how about we'll take a rain check?
What work are you doing? Are you taking on the red brands from your questions?
Well, it's just everybody seems to that's the problem of the day, I guess. No.
It's the problem of the last 2 months is the problem.
Not necessarily. We barely escaped the goblins, so like one step at a time.
Yes, well, in that case, stay away from the east side of town. It's overrun by them these days. The busy road and the businesses tend to keep them out of this part, but all the way from here, and especially the Sleeping Giant and beyond, I would stay out of it there if you're not looking for trouble.
Okay. And if we were looking for trouble, who else would be happy that we would be getting rid of said trouble?
Quietly, I think everyone. I think the people who would be brave enough to admit that before the trouble's dealt with, however, is a different matter. For instance, this town master. He's a fat, useless man, Harbin Wester. He's either in their pocket or under their thumb, and I don't really care which to find out. There is someone you could talk to, although they're perhaps not the most pleasant of people.
And who would that be?
Halia Thornton. She runs the Phandelver Miners Exchange. She cares about two things: profit and security. I can't say she cares about anything else, so please understand when I warn you about her. But, similarly, I would imagine if anybody has an interest in increasing the financial prosperity of this town by getting rid of the raiders, it is likely her.
All right, well, thank you for that information. No promises, but we might have to go looking for trouble with our line of work.
Well, you could always head back to Neverwinter and, not die in Phandelver, but...
Oh, that'd be great.
Suppose.
That'd be absolutely wonderful, but you never know. Just keep our options open.
Okay, well, like I say, my door's always open if you do require any provisions or similar.
Okay. Well, good day to you.
All right. What would you like to do now? You heading back to the inn?
Clearly go to the sleeping giant immediately while everyone's hurt and injured and take on the red brand. That is exactly
Perfect.
My 3 HP butt
get a
is
nap.
not ready for that.
Get a nap.
Get the Illithid rodeo button out.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe we should rest.
Okay, so as the party is heading back to the inn to take a well-earned rest at this point, Ding, I imagine you are quite literally dead. We'll take a break and we'll be back, well, in no time if you're watching this, but to all of us, we'll take a 5 or 10 minute break and then keep going. This episode of Lost Mine of Phandelver is sponsored by BCW Supplies, our go-to source for protecting our prized collectibles. From cards to comics to coins, BCW Supplies has top-tier options to store, protect, and show off your rarest gems. Head over to bcwsupplies.com and use the code ISP10 to get 10% off of your whole order. BCW Supplies. Protect, store, display. All right, welcome back to Lost Mine of Phandelver. We'll rejoin the party instead the next morning as they're waking up, assuming that they just went back and collapsed at the inn. Now, if any of you have anything you'd like to do during your this is the worst phrasing ever, during your alone time throughout the night, then let me know. But otherwise, we'll rejoin the party as they are reconvening downstairs in the morning. And you do see Sildar is sitting there at a table waiting for you.
Yeah, the only thing I would do before I went to bed was try really, really hard to commune to Orlo.
How are you trying to do so? By praying?
No, I don't know what praying is. I'm just going to focus all of my thoughts, counting. Instead of counting sheep, I'll just be like 1 Orlo, 2 Orlo. As I try
you make it to about 17 and you fall asleep.
Okay.
And nothing happens.
No Orlo. Damn.
I will try this again tomorrow.
Stone would absolutely pray for guidance to Saloon and awaken blessed with new powers, which is great. It's fun.
Nice.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
So as you all make your way down as a group, we'll say, you miraculously reconvene in the corridor and make your way downstairs in the inn. Sildar's sitting there at a table and he goes, hello, I hope you're somewhat recovered from the ordeals of yesterday.
Feeling
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I myself am feeling significantly better. And once again, I must thank you for your somewhat daring rescue of myself and Zara, of course, as well.
I mean, don't mention it. But we happen to be in the right place at the right time. That's all. So if you happen to look favorably on us, it can't hurt. Not gonna lie.
I suppose so. Well, I'll do anything I can to assist you, and I have promised you the payment that you'll receive at the end of this, no matter what that ending may be. Now, did you learn anything of import yesterday? I didn't get too far myself. I was, honestly, mostly inquiring after my friend and pretty much hit a dead end. No one seems to have seen Iano.
When was the last time you did see your friend? And
2 months. 2 months, just before he arrived here.
And where was he at the time?
Neverwinter. We have a base of operations, if you like, in Neverwinter.
So you don't know where he was traveling to, or Is it he or she? Sorry.
Oh, he was traveling to Phandelver. Yes, he was coming here to attempt to quell the raiding that was beginning and has seemingly only gotten worse. I fear he got himself killed, but even if that's the case, I'd like to find what happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess all we really found is that everybody here does not care for the red brand.
I imagine so. I think most people will, live in fear and shirk away from the topic, is what I found, but there will certainly be those who want to see rid of them.
Yeah. Oh, and I can't believe I forgot. Did you know Gundren had brothers?
Yes.
And they were around town not too long ago?
That's correct, yes. They came to sort of scout ahead and explore the area before Gundren approached Wave Echo Cave, but I haven't heard from them either. I was expecting to meet them in the town, to be honest.
Oh, okay, so you anticipated them being here to meet up with?
Yes, correct.
Because apparently they've been missing for weeks.
Yes, they did, to the best of my memory, they arrived here 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they may have head out on their own, or who knows.
Would you think that whatever Gundren got caught up in would be family-wide?
Nundro and Tharden, I've only met them a few times, but they always struck me as trustworthy.
Okay.
If you're suggesting, do you think they'd betray him? That's a serious accusation.
Well, it's either betrayal or the extension of the Rockseeker name. Could be that they got caught up in it because of him, not necessarily, them doing it to him.
Perhaps. I think at this point we have to keep all possibilities open.
Okay. But am I forgetting anything, guys?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess what are our next steps? We don't know exactly where Gundren is, or
Right, so finding him should probably be the priority, right? He's the one in danger. The town is hurting.
I feel like possibly while we are doing other things, we might learn more information about Gundren's whereabouts.
Could be. The woman over at the Lion Shield said that they've been raided by both Red Brand and Goblin, and she had a passing comment about how she thinks they might be in cahoots. So maybe that's a tie, potentially?
Perhaps it's time to visit our Red Brand friends with convincing questioning.
Okay, and how do you suggest we do that? You're more familiar with this territory than us. We just know that the east side of town's kind of a bad spot to go, and don't mess with the Sleeping Giant Inn.
Yes, I have heard this about the Sleeping Giant too, that it's a popular hangout for the Red Brands. I mean, look, in my opinion, they may be a criminal gang, and if they are involved in this, you said that somebody mentioned they'd seen goblins and Red Brands raiding. That's our likely source of information. Now, it's not as if there's open war in this town. You could certainly inquire towards the Sleeping Giant, perhaps. It's risky, absolutely, and there may be other options, but that's the path that I see. But then again, I'm a career soldier. I tend to have a penchant for strolling in head first.
I was going to say, do the Red Brands, true to their name, have a brand or something that is identifiable to the members if we see it?
Somebody else has been told about this?
Oh. I don't remember.
Make me an intelligence check.
I don't remember.
And Melina, you
I
can
had a
as well.
snack and went and got coffee, man. Like, I don't know.
We've been told so much information, Connor.
Additionally, and I have been writing down most of it, so that's good.
It was a passing comment, but Sister Galeria did tell you.
12.
12. I'd say 12 is like enough to recall. It was only yesterday.
Right.
You remember the sister telling you that The name Red Brand refers to the red cloaks they wear to brand themselves as an organization.
Stands out.
Oh.
That
So
at least
go ahead.
they're easily seen then in that case.
So do we just find one in a dark alley and jump them?
Oh, maybe we could just have a conversation with them. Sure, they're.
What would
reasonable.
we ask them, though? Who's in charge of your operation? Are you working with the goblins?
Could just ask them to leave.
I really don't think that would work.
Are you sure? We haven't tried.
You can try that if you want, Stone, but I think you'd be going on your own for that one.
Oh, all right. I could give it the old go.
No.
You know how I charged head first into that room in the cave, and that was a really bad idea?
Right, but I wear armor.
Your armor is not nearly good enough.
Oh, it was rather nice. It was gifted to me. Anyways, also Townmaster Harbin Wester. It's a stop we should take. Might
Oh,
have
yeah.
some more info as well.
We heard he was an SOB. Yeah, you're right.
Right, we'll see on which side of this coin he lies, right?
Well, they did. The woman did say that he was potentially under their thumb. If we go and ask him about them, he may, let them know.
Mm-hmm.
And well, there goes our chance at any sort of subtlety.
Just an idea.
I think we just try strolling into the inn and seeing what's what.
All right.
I don't like how Connor chuckled there.
We can just
But just
get
Hello.
rounds out. We can see what kind of food and ale they
Right.
have.
I
We're just-
think we're out of town. We haven't made ourselves, aggressive in any fashion. This is just another inn.
Exactly, yeah.
They can throw us out if we're not supposed to be there.
I mean, it is like a block away. It's not very far. So
Should we not try and recruit the people that work here at this inn since they've, killed vampire lords and such? How have they not handled this problem yet?
I don't think.
I think that they're here to keep a low profile, and believe me, I've seen those two fight, and the phrase low profile doesn't really enter into anything.
All
Yeah,
right.
they're-
I mean, did you see the bling that the gnome was wearing? He is just decked out. So I don't know how they keep a low profile with that much ice. Yeah, that is a decent idea, but it seems like everybody in town doesn't want to directly get involved with this, either from fear or from just incapable to handle such a large threat. We don't even know how many people they have. It could be, 40, 50 guys. It could be, 10, 12 people that are just well equipped. We really know nothing.
What if we approach one of the more gullible associates and pretend we're interested to join?
That's not a bad idea. If they are raiding, they'll always be looking out for capable hands. Stone, do you think you can act the part? Give me your best bandit raider voice.
You lot, give us your monies right now, or we're going to have to harm you irreparably.
With this, Sildar stares down towards his mug of water and looks back up and goes, I'm going to go swap this for an ale. And stands up and walks up to the bar.
How was it, Milena? Did I do it well?
We need to
Saw play
workshop it.
once. Oh, all right. I should probably leave I might have to go to Lion Shield Costa and get a different shield. If I'm just walking in there with Saloon's eyes plastered all over everything that I own.
Yes. Yeah, we might want to have a disguise. That would definitely work in your favor.
Yeah.
Right. Shopping trip, I guess.
Hmm.
shopping episode.
Yeah.
She did-
I don't
did
know how
say
much
she owed us one.
a basic shield costs, but I would want to
Well,
get
you've been
just
promised
a
basic
plain-
equipment and provisions by Lion Shield
Okay.
Costa.
I think that's the only thing. He would just, because his holy symbol is his, what's it called? Spell focus. So he can't take that off, but he'll just tuck it.
Just put a cloak on top.
Right. Yeah. It's just his shield has like all of the, salute
Mhm.
stuff all over it. So you just want like a basic shield.
Yeah, are you going to Lion Shield Costa to try and get that?
Yeah. Yeah.
we can have you
What
just
we're gonna
you can just pop out to get that if you like while
Sure.
the rest of the
Yeah.
party discuss. Sure.
down my water and go
Yeah,
get
I'll say
it.
you have, just to cover that briefly, you have no issues. Like, you knock on the old Lillian's there and she is more than happy to equip you with a rather reasonable looking kite shield. It's nothing
Perfect.
special.
All right.
So
All right.
we attempt to get recruited. Is that what's going
Well,
on?
at the
here?
very least, we can probe for some additional information.
Okay. And then what's our plan to get out if things go south?
What do you mean, get out?
It looks like you guys are all good at going in, but not necessarily the escape part. And what I've learned from the last time I just went in is, boy, I wish I had a way out. So maybe just, I don't know, some sort of signal call where we all just get up and leave or fight. Coordination. Now that it seems like we're becoming a proper group. No? Sildar, back me up on this one.
No, definitely we need a.
I think coordination's
Man.
a fine idea. I can't offer suggestions as to what would work for your group in terms of a call, but I've heard some pretty ridiculous ones over the years, so...
Okay. So what's our safe word?
I'm not doing that again.
Maybe a favorite baked good or something?
What if you grab your ear?
Grab our ear? Okay.
That means time to go.
But what if people can't see you?
At that point, I feel like you would understand that it's time to leave.
Maybe just say my ear is itchy if we can't see you. Or something.
My ears itchy. Just yell out my ears itchy. Okay. We could say, what was that fancy word for meat and cheese? We could yell out charcuterie.
Oh no. It's happening again.
It's just slowly descending towards the pit of banana bread, like quicker and quicker.
Mhm. Well, okay, we don't have to worry about it right now. But I think before we march our way into the lion's den, might be a good idea just to smooth out a few edges of this plan. So
I must ask you, one of you mentioned that somebody had said that Hub and Wester may be in their pockets. Well,
Mhm.
I would simply suggest that if that were to be the case, talking to him prior may have consequences.
Agreed.
yeah, I think Ungor said that.
That is exactly what I said.
But with that, what if we go to him and say, hey, we're looking for employment in town? And if he's in cahoots with the Red Brands, maybe he'll point us and give us a recommendation.
I don't see how that helps us.
It gets us an in, it gets us credit. It gets us, not just we're some wide-eyed, bushy-tail adventurers walking into a tavern that's obviously run by the mob.
I think we're gonna look like that regardless.
That's true, as I look over at Stone.
Stone was sent by himself on a shopping trip.
Oh, that's
so-
true, he's not there.
We just
I
look
look
at
to
the empty
empty
seat.
chair that has a booster seat for the 15-year-old.
Okay.
Oh.
He is 6 feet tall, just, young.
Yeah, he's like 6'5" on the booster seat.
Yeah.
As I talk smack at my 3'6" stature. Okay, so we ask around and try to get recruited. Things go bad, we yell some assorted fruit or baked good, and that's it. And we have Sildar at our side, right?
I don't think he's coming with us, is he? He's recognizable.
I won't be accompanying you. No, I'm far too well. And he sort of gestures down at his, and you see now that his armor is emblazoned with pauldrons in the shape of griffins' heads, and he's like, were I not to be directly recognized by one of them, I fear I would stand out even amongst you. Perhaps there will come a time where we fight side by side, but for now I think it's better for your low profile that I do not accompany you.
That's fair. I was just, sometimes it's nice to try to get a ringer, but all right. Well, unless we come up with better ideas, let's just wait until Stone gets back and just take a saunter on the wrong side of town.
Stone returns forthwith.
Precisely.
New shield in hand.
All right. Shall we?
Well,
Yeah,
one thing, real quick before we go. Stone,
Yes.
these are bad people.
Right.
Do your best to just be neutral. Don't think we can help. We're not looking to help.
Are you sure? Generally, people are redeemable, helpable.
Right now, we can't help. How about that? We're ill-equipped.
All right.
So just keep that in mind. That's all. I'm worried about you. I'll just walk away, kind of blushing a little bit.
Well, I feel encouraged after that.
All right, let's
All
go.
right, Let's go.
Let's go over.
So you're
And
just
not
gonna
help.
you're just gonna walk to the sleeping giant. Is that your plan?
On the way there, can I see if I spot any members with a red cloak?
Yes. Make me a perception. In fact, you can do it with advantage, so I assume everyone in the group would be somewhat on edge for this.
20, dirty 20.
Unnatural 20. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you sort of turn the corner from the Stone Hill Inn and look down that path, you do see red cloaked members occasionally, exiting and entering buildings, but never in any great number. The number does increase as you walk along towards the sleeping giant, and as you approach sort of one or two buildings away, you can see a few coming in and out of the inn itself. The inn looks to be somewhat derelict, like it's almost being squatted in by the Red Brands, and it doesn't look like a particularly pleasant environment. However, as you approach there, and you're about we'll say you're one building away now, you do notice that there is a group of 4 or 5 of them perhaps loitering outside.
Or should we just go up and say we're interested?
To a large group like that, I don't like the odds. But
Well,
if
once
there was one
again-
alone,
I volunteer Ungol for the job.
is there any of them like milling about by themselves?
No, it appears to be a small social group of, as you get a little closer, you can see there's 5 people now. And they're kind of like, a couple of them are sitting up on barrels by the inn itself, and the rest are just standing around in a loose arrangement talking to each other. But this is definitely one cohesive group.
Well, I can go up and attempt to sweet talk them. But just like last time, be ready to jump in to save me. How about that? And I will gingerly walk up to the rest of that group.
All right. As you approach the group, the 2 hop down from the barrels, and one of them steps forward, clearly the leader of this group. And he grins a blackened teeth grin. He goes, "Well, look what we have here, boys. Who's this? You new to town, mate. Can I help you?
Yeah, is that easy to tell?
Yeah. Why don't you come over here? We'll show you around.
I mean, we've been here for a day, so we know at least a thing or two. And
Oh, he knows a thing or two,
Yeah.
boys. Oh.
And,
And all of his sort of lackeys sort of go, ooh.
and we just heard that you guys happen to be good at acquiring things.
Oh. What sort of acquiring things are you talking about?
Somebody has something, you want it, you take it.
That's a wonderful suggestion. How about you give me all the money you got?
See, that's a nice idea. But if I had money, I wouldn't come to you looking to then get money. See, me and my friends over there are looking for work.
Are you now?
Yeah, and we heard that for people who don't mind getting their hands a little dirty, that you guys might be the group to
Whoa.
come to.
We are an established, respectable mercenary company. I think he's got us confused with someone else. So you haven't got any money to give me, but you want something from me.
No,
How about you give me your shoes?
I mean, sure, I'll take off my shoes.
All right, give me your shoes.
Yeah, there you go.
And the leader of the
don't-
group walks up and takes the shoe. You're now barefoot.
That's fine.
The leader of the group walks up and takes your shoes off you and goes, "Oh, boys, look at these shoes. They're a bit small for any of us, I think."
Yeah, I don't think
standing
they're
there.
really. You got a baby,
No,
they might fit into.
I'm
it.
not sure I really want these. And he turns and just tosses your shoes up onto the roof of the inn.
Hmm.
'Cause they weren't really my style. What else have you got for me, little weird man?
Well,
As an
And-
aside, while he's doing this, can Stone lean into the group and go, "Is this how this is supposed to go? Are we going to get the job or not?"
I will.
While he's doing that, is there anybody towards the back of like the inn? Like I see that there's like kind of like an open area.
Hmm.
Is there somebody kind of in that area towards the back?
So where this is happening is just on the edge of the inn. So you'd have to basically be there with them to look down the side if you like.
Can I approach just a tad and check?
You can start walking towards the group if you like. But you'd be walking straight at them in a sense. If you're trying to do it sneakily, I wouldn't really
No,
say
I'm
there's a
not
way
doing
to-
it sneakily. I'm just kind of slowly looking towards the side.
All right, well, as you approach to try and look around, the group leader this time looks towards you and goes, "Oh, haven't seen one of your sort before. What are you, some kind of fish?"
Yeah. Perhaps.
Perhaps. Ooh, fancy words, boys.
How about this? How about we show you our skill? And if that's something that, you guys happen to have an interest in, then we potentially look to have a partnership. And if not, I will go find a new pair of shoes and we'll get out of your hair.
Yeah, or how about you and your weird pals give us everything you got, or I cut you from ear to ear, mate.
I think that's pretty funny, and I think you'd find it funny too. And I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh, you're not, because we're rolling initiative.
Oh, come on!
I was gonna try to lead him to the back before we did this, but I guess not. We're doing it in the street.
Street fight.
How do you fight with no shoes?
With difficulty, as he's going to find out.
The same way I fight with shoes? I don't know, it's a dirt road.
So you can place yourselves towards the top of the map. Ding and Zara, you are right next to the front ruffian. The rest you can place yourselves behind. Sort of like back here.
This is something that Stone would just do in the morning, is just give Milena Saloon's blessing for Vigilant Blessing for advantage on the initiative for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just like a, hey, good morning. Here's a little boost.
Slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just say you retroactively did that.
Thank you.
Has everybody rolled their initiative?
Indeed.
1, 2, 3. Are we not missing someone? Oh, no, we're not. Awesome. All right. Milena, you're up.
Ooh. She'll ready her short bow, but she'll only fire.
Oh no, Ding,
if-
you're there. You handed him your shoes.
Your shoes.
Crap.
nice try, buddy.
Yeah, Milena will just ready her bow, and if there's violent action against Ding, she'll fire.
Okay, all right, very well. Is that it?
Mhm.
Okay, the red brand ruffian in front of Ding draws a rather cruel-looking short sword, and he is making to swing it at Ding. You're welcome to fire, Milena, if you'd like.
Oh, sorry, that'd be the 9.
9 does not hit, I'm afraid. The arrow just whistles overhead, and he's going to slash this sort of gladius-style sword towards you, Ding, for a 23 and a natural 20. And the first one deals 8 points of piercing damage.
We're biting.
Are you ready for the crit? The crit deals 11 points of piercing damage.
That is my HP total.
And Ding crumples to the floor, slashed twice through with this short sword.
My ears itchy.
Well,
Yeah,
Ding's
thanks.
ear's just been cut off, so don't worry about it. All right.
Try to walk up and have a cordial conversation. Oh,
Joke's on
Gave
you. I
a
don't
man
have
your
ears.
shoes and called him a criminal.
yeah.
All right, the next red brand
I didn't
ruffian
call him a criminal.
is going to rush you, implied it, is going to rush towards you, Zara, and attempt to do the same, slashing at you with this
Bring
blade
it.
for a 10 and
Nope.
a 10. There you go.
Nope.
So you
Oh,
managed
those
to
last time.
get your axe out and parry both blows. Ding, death saving throw, please.
All right.
DM, I also had a 14 initiative, and we blew by
That's
me.
so weird. It didn't. Oh, that's strange. Hang on, sorry. I'll move you up here. Then you can go after Ding.
Okay.
Well,
So that's a fail for Ding.
Yeah, for some reason it just left you at the bottom of the initiative.
Yeah, it looks like the guy after Ding also has a 14.
Yeah, this. Hang on, I'm sorting it out now. It didn't sort properly.
Yeah, it didn't do
It's the same as it changed your initiative. The first person's I changed.
Huh.
All right, so that's a fail, Ding. I'm afraid. All right, now you can go stone.
Yeah, it's weird because now it's putting 23 above 12 and
Big
11,
bird.
ignoring the 14s. Yeah. So I would lean into Ungor and go, bad guys, right?
They are. I mean, they just saw they did Ding. They're bad to the
Yeah,
bone.
no, that's fine. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire, and I want to just like encompass the backside group here.
Okay.
So,
So
I
they
don't
are-
have the highest DC. It is a 12 at level 2 here.
Okay, it's a dex save, right? Fairy fire.
Yes.
Okay, so that's for 3 of them, correct?
It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, we'll do it top down. So first one is a 21. The one on the left is a 13. The back middle one is a 13. And the back right one is a 4. Hooray! One gets fairy fired. They can have the ninja mask of I've been fairy fired. So that one begins to sparkle with iridescent dust all over it. And the
Oh,
others
that's
do
so
not.
good.
He actually
All
is
right.
sparkling.
That's fine. I would like to take some heat away from Ding and sprint forward with my brand new non-adorned shield.
That shield's unimpressive.
It's not my normal one. I swear, we were supposed to infiltrate the group here and get some work done at. Oh, sorry.
All right, I'm just manually fixing turn order. There we go. He shouldn't be going again. All right, cool. It looks about right now. Okay, Ungor,
Stone.
you're up.
This is what I'd like to do, Connor. I will move here. Wait, no, I will move. I will. Sorry, there we go. I will move there,
Uh-huh.
and I will use burning hands.
Yeah. Shotgun them.
Now, I would like to, if possible, go like that. So I
You
get
will
all
hit.
of-
You'll.
Can I get all of them? And none
No,
of
from
my
where you
companions?
are, a triangle would hit all 3 if you did them. I will say you can hit the first 2, but you'll also hit stone.
What
It's
about
fine.
if I went like that? Can you see that?
I can see one line of that. Yeah. Yeah, you can get those 3 for sure.
All right, I will do that then.
Okay.
If that's okay with you, Connor.
Of course.
So it's dexterity saving throw, and the DC is 15.
Okie dokie. We'll go left to right. So the one right next to you is a 17. The middle back one is a 13. And the other one is a 10. So the back 2 fail.
Okay, so the success. So I will just roll the damage. So 11.
11.
No, that's all right, I guess.
All right.
Pretty good.
Wow.
So
that's good.
the save takes half, the others take full.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the ones at the back, you see their clothes just suddenly ignite and they scream out in pain as they're attempting to pat out these flames.
Okay.
Oof.
Just because I can, the one directly opposite me, I'm just gonna use my bonus action to use extract name, which is my arcane tradition. And I would just excuse me, Mike, can I get your name? And he has to make
is that how you're doing it? Is that your prophetic omen pulling, true name summoning prowess? Excuse me, mate. What's your name?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving.
Oh my
throw.
god.
He rolls a 2.
So
Ooh.
I now know his
So
real
from the
name.
cosmos, you get a sense of this man's true identity, and you learn that his name is Thomas Davies.
Okay.
Oh,
Thomas Davies.
Jesus. Let me guess, they're all named Thomas Davies.
Yeah, they're all Welsh.
That ends my turn.
I'm changing his name. There you go. All right. So it is the turn of one of the Red Brand Ruffians who got scorched at the back, and they're not very happy about that. So, Craig, they're drawing their short swords, snarling and running at you.
Daddy
First one is a 22. These boys, they have a +4. The first one's they're rolling like this.
We're level 2.
First one's a 22. The next one's an
God.
unnatural 20.
We'll both hit.
So that's for 8 points and 4 points. So you take 12 points of piercing damage as you get
Oh my god.
jabbed.
That almost
This
stabs him.
blade. Oh, cool, blimey. The
we
next one.
We should have done the banshee.
That was only the one. There's another
right.
one.
All
Can
right.
somebody get my shoes?
The one beside you who half saved is going to swing at the rather unimpressive shield wielding stone. That's going to be for 16 and an 11. So they both
Nope.
clang off the shield as he tries to find a gap in your armor to stab you, which is awfully rude. Zara, your turn.
All right. Have my axes out, and I look at the guy in front of me, and I'm like, "Have you ever seen a fish do this?" And I swing my hand axe right at his face
I didn't even call you a fish.
for a 7. That doesn't hit.
No.
I will, however, use my bonus action. I will use for a minute. You see Zara's eyes kind of almost go feral. And as I take a giant bite and I use Hungry Jaws as my bonus action.
Oh my god. So you see Zara just dislocate her jaw and attempt to rip this guy's face off, pretty much.
Basically, yeah.
Feel free to
So,
roll it.
That's a 21 to hit.
Oh, that
Hey.
certainly hits.
And the damage is 4 piercing. And then I get 3 temporary hit points. As a
All right,
result.
so yeah, your fangs just rake across this guy's face, like tearing his cheek, and he just looks shocked and horrified at what just happened to him and lets out a yelp.
So
then I
does
just
Stone.
She
And
took
that's
a
the end
bite
of
Is
my-
out
she
of
one of
crime.
the bad people?
Is she a bad person?
All right,
and that's my turn.
the other flaming ruffian is going to charge Craig as well, having been set on fire by him, and is going to make 2 attacks with his short sword for a
Stop.
21
Stop.
and a 14. What's your AC?
It's
Oh,
12.
sorry, what's your AC?
It's 12.
All right, great. So there's the spell called Mage Armor that you're going to want.
I forgot to put it. I really didn't think it would go
Well.
from 0 to 100 as quickly as it did.
And
I
the
thought
two,
You couldn't cast it before like coming over here, or it lasts like a million hours.
Okay, so-
I saw them all lined up, and I thought, burning hands, perfect opportunity.
all right, well, okay, so
Yeah.
we have to clarify this. The first attack deals 8 points of piercing damage,
It's
Right,
down.
that knocks.
and then the second one hits you, and you take a death saving throw
Nice.
as you get jabberinoed on your way down.
Okay.
All right, Melina.
What the fuck?
Oh. Take a little bit of a step forward, and she'll shoot the dude that downed Ding. Since he's right front.
We haven't killed any of these dudes. He did 11 damage with the.
Oh, they are looking scorched.
25.
Oh, thank
Sorry, which one are you shooting at, mate?
The one that took out Ding.
Okay, yep, roll your damage. 25 certainly hits. For 11 points of piercing damage. And yeah, this thuds into his chest, and blood starts gushing out the wound, and he barely keeps on his feet. All right. Ruffian's time. So the one that just got shot with an arrow is now gonna move past you, Ding, which
He
will.
took another 11 points of damage and didn't die.
No, that one hasn't taken any damage.
That one hasn't. Yeah, it was.
It was the ones at the back that took damage.
Jesus.
The other ones. He's gonna move past you, Ding. You will get an attack of opportunity stone if you'd like to take it. As he
Oh, yeah,
rushes.
he's just running past.
Oh, he avoided me, jerk.
No, wait,
he's
get
rushing.
back here. That's a 21
21 certainly hits.
for 5.
Yep, you crack him on the back of the head as he's running past, and you hear the wet thud as it impacts his skull and caves it in. And honestly, as you look, Stone is just left standing over a mash of blood and gore, just to make it as traumatizing as possible for Stone. All right, and he is dead on the floor. He is bereft of life.
He was gonna.
Keep fighting.
All right, so the next
Right.
ruffian, he is going to swing towards you, Zara, once again, and try to find a gap in your defense with a short sword for a 9 and a
Nope.
19.
Yes.
The 19 finds its way through and deals you 5 points of piercing damage as it just nicks you with the blade.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Ding Dong, death saving throw, please.
Man, I should learn
Don't
to
roll one.
not be a frontline fighter here.
Don't give people your shoes. 16, that's a
16.
success.
We asked for my shoes.
All right. Stone, it is your go.
Yeah. As he
Yep.
looks down and he gets yelled at about keep fighting, he'll look up and yell at Milena, Milena, you have the potion, give it to Dink. And he's going to lean over and cure wounds here on Ungor.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hit the button. Give me the prompt. There it is. For 5.
Yep. Ungo, you're back on your feet with 5 hit points.
Oh,
And so
salute.
looking around at everyone here, they're looking pretty rough, but there's still 4 of them, huh?
The ones in front of you, so the guy directly in front of you has taken a hit from the fire, but it's just like sort of singed up his arm. The 2 behind him are looking what I would describe as critically wounded by this.
Okay. He's gonna call upon his newest of Saloon's blessings,
Mm-hmm.
and invoke Twilight Sanctuary. So a 30-foot radius is filled with a dim light, as if twilight has fallen on the area. And whenever it ends, wait, this is the action. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I would need to. I'm going to bonus action for Ungor so I can get Twilight Sanctuary up. So he'll have Healing Word instead of Cure Wounds.
Sure.
Still 5.
Still a 5, that's fine.
Still 5, and Twilight Sanctuary will be up.
Okay, so whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant that creature. Okay, cool. All right, nice.
Mhm.
But it is when the creature ends its turn.
A 30-foot radius, correct. So, like, when
Okay.
I end my turn, I roll the die and then take the temporary hit points. And then when Ungor ends his turn, he'll roll the die and take the hit points.
Okay, cool. That doesn't pick up downed people, though, right? 'Cause it's temporary.
Correct, it's just
They can't
temporary.
do it. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. Cool. All right, anything else?
That's it. That's the economy here.
All right, Ungor, you are lying on the ground, but you are alive.
Well, I would like to stand up,
Well done.
and then I'll cast magic missile. So I'll
Very
send
nice.
one at each of the 2 critically injured guys, and then the one, Tom Davies, the one to my right.
All right, magic missile,
so
Tom.
That's the bottom.
So we'll
left.
go anti-clockwise, okay?
Yeah, bottom right, and then Tom Davies. So 3, 3, and 5.
Okay, so they're all still standing. However, the 2 that you hit initially are looking terrible. It just thudded into their chest and nearly sent them reeling over backwards, where they groggily managed to stand back up. And that's about it.
And stay back.
You gain 7 temporary hit points as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Uncle, you're in a great position here.
I mean, I can't move now, Connor. I'm stuck.
Yeah. Okay. So, time for the red band ruffian to your south, Ungor. Unsurprisingly, being under relentless assault from you, he is going to attack you with a short sword for 17 and a 10.
The 17 hits.
All right, that is for 6 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
And then it is the turn of a certain Mr. Thomas Davies, who isn't taking damage from Stone, so he's going to hit you as well. And that is a 12. Oh my god, that hits, doesn't it?
That hits.
Yeah, it's easy.
And an 8. Hey, you
Oh.
one didn't hit you. That's fun. For 7 points of piercing damage.
I'm
Okay.
down again.
And
Hell,
Ungor
dude.
is starting to look like that little game where you put the scimitars and the pirate in the barrel. What's that game called?
Pop up pirate.
Pop-up
It's
pirate.
almost
there
like
you go.
a whack-a-mole, but he keeps getting whacked and fall down.
Except he keeps getting stabbed. All right, sorry, your turn.
Maybe next time, Ungor, disengage from the combat and run away.
There's no use telling me, Stone. I'm out for the count.
I know,
Yeah,
we'll
you can't
talk
hear you.
later.
I'm gonna hand axe the boy in front of me again. 7, Jesus Christ.
Help.
Bonus action, going to use my other hand axe and try to hit him again. For a fucking 6. Oh my god.
Yeah, unfortunately, both of those miss. Maybe you're
I cannot
dealing
believe
with
I'm
the
rolling a 3
adrenaline
and
rush
a
of
2.
trying to eat a guy's face, and you just completely miss your wild swings.
Can I, however, pivot around him and then be beside Stone?
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
You also gain 4 temporary hit points if you don't have the ones you already have.
Oh, sweet, I'm getting more. Well, I lost the ones I had.
Okay, yep, so you get 4.
It is the turn of the other Red Brand Ruffian that has been set on fire and then hit with a magic missile by Craig, who is going to see Zara advancing towards him, I think, and step out here to make attacks against her.
Let's
That
go.
is an 18 and a
Yep.
17.
Yes.
Okay, both those hit. That is 4 points of piercing from the first,
Mhm.
and 6 points of piercing from the next as his wild stabs catch you.
Mhm.
You still standing?
Yep, I'm fine.
Nice. All right, Milena, you're up.
Yeah, she's. Oh, roll 20. My token. Here we go. She's gonna step up and administer the healing potion to Ting.
Thanks.
That's an action to give somebody else a potion, by the way. Just so
Yep.
you know. Cool. All right, you can roll the healing of the potion.
2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2, yeah. You should be able to drag and drop them as items into your inventory from the compendium.
Oh, that's
All right,
one
Ding,
D4.
you regain.
Need another
yes,
D4.
that's 1d4, yeah.
Give me another 4.
Come on. Come on.
Please.
There we go.
I'll take it.
All right, 7 points of life refills your body, Ding, and you regain consciousness.
Oh, what happened to my shoes?
All right. The next Red Brand Ruffian is dead. And the next one is the one beside you, Ding, who, seeing Zara try to run past him, is not very happy with that, but he's more concerned with the young elven woman healing the people he's just stabbed. So, May, he's going to take 2 stabs at you. First one is a 13.
Nope.
And the next one is a 14.
Nope.
All right, he misses both. He's too
Nice.
furious.
You also have 4 temp hit points here.
Yeah, I've added that.
Ding, you are up.
I'm going to get up from prone.
Nice.
I'm going to see and assess my situation. And then I'm going to make sure that sleep is not a cone. Point of your choosing. Okay. 90 feet range. So I can place this where I want to. And I see that Ungor is down. So I'm going to attempt to cast sleep on the 3 critically injured people.
Okay.
People over in this general area. You can't really see that.
Sure
'cause I'm
thing.
not in the pointer. So I will cast sleep. And that is going to be, how many d6 is this?
It's 5d8.
5. Oh, that's how many d6s it is.
Ooh.
18. Yeah, so all of these ones at the back just immediately pass out asleep.
Oh, good. All right.
Still one
Yeah.
more.
So yeah, the
You
only
have
one that
the
is
skull and crossbones of I'm not dead, I'm asleep.
and with that, I'm going to just say, oh, thank your god, Orlo. I'm just happy to be alive, and I will give inspiration to. Sure, I'll give it to Melina,
All right.
and that'll be my turn.
4 temp HP. Ding.
Thank you.
Okay. So, the stone is your turn.
Mm-hmm. I mean, get up, bud. Get up. It's the last one I've got, and we just started today. You have 4 HP. Get up, bud.
Oh, thank you, Stone. Salute, bless you again.
Bless you as well. Now stand up.
Well, I can't. I have to wait till it's my turn before I can.
I will use any and all of my movement to try and help him.
Nice. He is not
Get
still.
up.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
I don't have anything else I can do here.
Okay. Ungor, you're up.
Okay. I will stand up. And then I guess I'll just move down here to there and use a firebolt on the remaining guy.
Okay.
So that's a 25
That certainly hits, yes.
for 8 fire damage.
All right. So again, it singes a huge patch of his chest. He is still standing, but he is looking awfully worse for wear now.
Okay, that ends my turn.
All right. This guy's asleep.
4 temp hit points, Ungor.
Nice.
This guy's asleep.
It's doubled my health.
Zara, it's your turn.
Gonna try to axe the guy that's awake still. Hopefully roll better than a 3.
Oh no!
Rolled a 4.
Rolled a 4! Fantastic!
The turtle
Bonus-
rolls are in full
Bonus
force.
action, other hand axe, let's go.
Oh,
Natural
20.
20!
Hey.
Yay. I've been saving it. 4, 12 full damage.
Yeah, so this guy's been ducking and diving your axe swings, and then he mistimes it, and you just almost sever his head completely. The axe just cuts through to his spinal cord, and he collapses very dead.
Good. And I'm assuming the other 3 are
And at
sleeping
that point, the other 3 are asleep, so technically for now, combat is over.
Oh
now. All right. We don't have a lot of time before they get up.
no!
I look around. Does anybody see us?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Make me a
we're in
perception
broad
check.
daylight.
Yeah, it's morning.
I don't know.
Perhaps we should take
19.
their cloaks.
A couple houses further down the street, there is a man in a dark blue robe watching you. And he sees you see him. And
I'm
he
in a
walks
little
towards the group.
Globe of twilight. Like this is so hard to miss. It is just this blotch of starlight.
Well, this guy's visibly been watching. You now see Zara. And he walks towards you, clapping his hands, and he goes, "Bravo, bravo. That was all really rather magnificent, wasn't it? I thought they almost had you for a moment there, but right back from the jaws of defeat. Absolutely heroic stuff, if I say so myself."
Ding gets up and stabs one of the sleeping guys with his
Oh!
rapier.
Oh, dang! What? He's
roll
asleep.
an attack.
When
Wait,
I have
don't kill them all.
advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna just murder
Yeah, I'm
all
not gonna-
of them.
They're not dead yet, and I just almost died, so I'm going to. Would you not have coup de grace rules?
Yeah, well, just roll damage, sorry, is all I mean.
Oh, gotcha.
Auto crit damage because he's just on the ground,
Yep.
just hanging out.
It's more than enough, yeah. Yeah, you just slide your rapier into this guy's heart, and the sleeping man lets out a final gasp of breath and dies.
Yeah.
You'll be pleased to know it wasn't Tom Davies. Tom's okay.
We'll keep him alive, and I'll just put one finger up to the guy who's approaching us and say, "We're not done yet."
Oh, how
Oh.
barbaric of you. Took me rather by surprise.
Can I grab like the one guy that's, or one of the guys that's sleeping, because there's 2 that are still sleeping, right?
Yes, there's 2 that's still sleeping.
I'm gonna grab one by like his cloak and start like dragging him with us and being like, we should find somewhere a little more quiet.
Oh, this is all quite brutal. What about the second one?
Oh, I guess I'll take care of that. I walk over to the second one, and I will stab him as well.
So you're stabbing, which one are you stabbing? You're stabbing the one furthest away, this guy here?
Whichever one's not Tom Davies.
All right. Okay, we'll just say he's got 2 HP, so you kill him. You shove your rapier into his throat.
So I have Tom Davies, is that what we're saying?
You have Tom Davies,
All right.
being dragged by the cloak.
Okay.
Barefoot Ding is murdering people
Yeah,
as they sleep on the
Oh my-
ground.
Goodness. I overheard your little parlay at the beginning, and you're starting to win me over. Maybe you would be a marvelous associate to have. What's your name, you gnomish fellow?
Me? The name's
Yes.
Ding. And, yeah,
Ding.
sometimes you just talk. And I don't think these gentlemen understood that.
Clearly, I think you've quite obviously illustrated the point most succinctly to them, don't you?
Well, there's still one more left, unless you have something to say about that.
Oh, by all means, I have quite a few of these lowlifes at my disposal.
We were going to save it for information, but it seems like you are the source of that. But
Oh, well, let's not get too hasty. I rather just wanted to come and get a glimpse myself of the new heroes who've rode into town.
To who do we owe the pleasure?
Oh, well, folks around here like to call me Glassstaff, and he sort of reaches out his hand, and materializing in his hand is a staff made of dark glass topped by a red crystal. He's like, it's not the most imaginative nickname, I will be honest, but it's the one that they're fond of.
okay.
And do you lead the Red Brands?
Oh, I'm little more than a business consultant for them, if you like. Maybe leading them is perhaps a strong word.
Connor, I want to try extracting his name.
All right, you could. So what? How does he contest this? Is it a wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save.
All right. So
Is he aware of this after?
you reach
Yeah.
into the ether
Oh yeah.
and try to discern his true name. That's actually rolled with the wrong thing though. Whoops. Hang on.
Oh.
Oh, do
That
we
one
get the
actually magically doesn't count because that's rolled. with the
benevolent
wrong stats.
reroll.
It was a natural 20, by the way, for
Yeah,
those watching.
He rolled another one. He rolled a natural 20.
Oh, for freak's sakes.
So yeah, you have no clue. And he cracks a smirk at you and goes, "Oh, come on now. That's just rude."
Well, I mean, yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so hi. We're cleaning up a mess here, but it seems like you know what's really going on, and you're a business consultant, and we are looking to do business. So,
What kind of business?
Uh,
I appreciate those who speak plainly, politely, but plainly. So state what it is you really want.
We're looking
Is
for
there-
work where we can make money.
Well, that's most work, my friend. I'm sure the inn perhaps has a space for a floor sweep or the like. Maybe you could collect coats and hats.
I don't think that's the kind of money we're looking for, if you know what I mean.
Well, clearly you should illustrate what you mean to me.
But
is this
Robbing
not
folk and-
illustration enough?
You've murdered some of my associates in broad daylight. Yes, that's certainly demonstrating skills you have, but I don't actually know what it is you want yet.
Stone will stop throwing up in the bushes long enough to wipe his mouth and look up and goes, just ask him. There's a castle. We're looking for someone. Gundren Rockseeker's gone missing and taken by a goblin tribe known as the Cragmaws. Any ideas?
Oh, any ideas? Any ideas? Well, what ideas do I have? I have all sorts of ideas when it comes to Gundren Rockseeker.
No, just the location, please. And he throws up again.
Of Castle Cragmore? Well, I certainly
That's
know
the
where
one.
that is.
inside
seems-
check, is he lying through his teeth?
Yeah, you can inside check him.
It's a 12.
He seems to know.
Hmm.
Do you I'm assuming you have feelings of Gundren? Any good, bad, ugly, good friend, foe? lover?
I like the idea of the
Like
map he's holding. I like what it leads to. And some people that I work with are awfully keen to find out what it leads to as well.
Let me guess, these guys, and I hold up the sleeping guy.
Oh. No, they work for me. That's a business venture I have going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, out of courtesy, I guess, are you working with the goblins or working with the person who has hired the goblins?
Why would I tell you the secrets of my business dealings?
Oh, I just thought I could sneak an easy one out of you, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh, I'm well aware that I don't have to. In fact, I actually think that I have a proposal for all of you. You see, you look like you've more or less almost been killed by, what was this, 4, 5 of my wonderful employees. I have about 200 more of them waiting at my beck and call, so I suggest you leave town and, sort of stop digging around in this. Or I'll have you killed. It's really your choice.
Mr. Glassstaff, please, we'll get out of town. Just tell us where the castle is.
No. I tell you what, actually, I think we've spoken enough here. And in fact, if you do come to see me, which, would be most appreciated, I always enjoy visitors, how about you bring your friend Sildar with me? Because I haven't seen him in quite a while.
All right.
Okay. So, are we getting out of town or are we visiting you?
Oh, that's your choice to make. And I'd make it very, very carefully. Anyway, that will be all for now. And he turns around and begins walking away.
I hate him already.
I'll turn to the rest of the group. That did not go well.
No, you lost your shoes.
I didn't.
I think we have bigger problems than his shoes.
Oh, right.
I could probably get a new pair of shoes. I probably could use a new pair of shoes.
You could just get them off the roof.
Do you see how short I am?
I'll toss you up there.
Well, as we're debating how to retrieve Ding's shoes, I think that's where we'll end for today. Next week, we'll find out if he is truly going barefoot the rest of the campaign.
Oh, God.
That was
Stone murdered a man. Oh,
that was rough.
I mean, Ding literally
Poor
murdered
boy.
2 defenseless individuals.
Yeah, that was a
so,
bit cold.
Big fan.
Excuse me, I got killed. I was having a conversation and I got shanked before I did anything.
I'm just happy that we are less than an hour into our adventuring day, and Stone has spent literally all of his magic already. It's done. We're done. That's it. That's all he's got.
That is.
Quit dying. Quit dying. Please.
Yeah. All right, Craig.
Bye, 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 bye.
That's a
We
clean
don't have
ending.
formal endings. So
There
it's
it
like
is.
There it
There
is.
it is. That's it. That's the ending.